Chris Pratt's celebrated 2012 war film Zero Dark 30 is now streaming on Hulu. Pratt became one of the biggest celebrities in the world after he signed on for the lead role in Jurassic World, the Lego Movie, and Guardians of the Galaxy, which all came out within a span of 1.5 years. Before that, he had supporting roles in the now-classic films Her, 2013, and Zero Dark 30, 2012, and was a celebrated member of the Parks and Recreation cast. Zero Dark 30 was directed by Kathryn Bigelow, who won Best Director and Best Picture for 2008's The Hurt Locker starring Jeremy Renner. Pratt has starred in some of the biggest movies ever made, such as Avengers, Endgame, but Zero Dark 30 still remains one of the best movies of Chris Pratt's career. Pratt is set to star in the sci-fi adventure film The Electric State by Avengers directing duo Anthony and Joe Russo alongside Millie Bobby Brown, which is expected to be released sometime in 2024. He will also star in the 2025 courtroom thriller Mercy alongside Rebecca Ferguson and The Terminal List, Dark Wolf, which is a prequel series to 2022's The Terminal List that follows Ben Edwards, Taylor Kitsch, Road to the CIA. Zero Dark 30 is now streaming exclusively on Hulu. The film chronicles a decade-long hunt for Al-Qaeda terrorist leader Osama bin Laden after the September 11, 2001 attacks. It also depicts how the Navy SEALs Team 6 located and terminated bin Laden in May 2011. The screenplay was written by Mark Boal, The Hurt Locker, Detroit, Triple Frontier, and was nominated for an Academy Award for Original Screenplay. Zero Dark 30 was also nominated for Academy Awards in Film Editing, Best Actress for Jessica Chastain, and Best Picture. It won the Oscar for Best Sound Editing. Zero Dark 30 earned a 91% certified fresh critic score on Rotten Tomatoes as well as an impressive 95 on Metascore. Critics universally praised Bigelow's masterful direction and the compelling performances by Chastain, Joel Edgerton, and Pratt, who at the time had not risen to Hollywood superstardom. And Hornaday of The Washington Post wrote in her review, "From the very first scenes of Zero Dark 30, director Kathryn Bigelow demonstrates why she is such a formidable filmmaker, as adept with human emotion as with visceral, pulse-quickening action." Legendary film critic Roger Ebert called it a slam-bang action picture. Chris Pratt's Zero Dark 30 role inspired him to play another U.S. Navy SEAL in The Terminal List. If Pratt hadn't been cast in Zero Dark 30, The Terminal List may never have happened. Pratt has acknowledged that his being cast in Zero Dark 30 had a direct effect on his involvement in producing and starring in The Terminal List. "I have an affinity for the Navy SEAL community, and for the Spec Ops community," Pratt explained. Having played a Navy SEAL in Zero Dark 30, and subsequently becoming really close with the guy who I had shadowed on that, who's now an associate producer on The Terminal List, Jared Shaw, who plays Boozer, it just felt right. He had access to the book, I read the book, I loved the character, I loved the fact that it was shot in California. In Southern California, which is close to home. Pratt was also strongly motivated by Jared Shaw's involvement in The Terminal List, who he has trained with ever since they worked together on Zero Dark 30. "I knew that he and I would be able to do it together, which was something. We'd been looking for a project to do together," Pratt explained. "So we optioned it, we brought it to Amazon, they were on board, and from there an opportunity to sort of team up with my best friend to portray this rowdy bad mother, it was just like win-win." It's safe to say that if Pratt hadn't been cast in Zero Dark 30, The Terminal List may very well never have seen the light of day.